Hello, hello. I'm always curious if I'm secretly if I'm secretly live in here and just like doing my own thing. I never know. Hi everybody, welcome to the weekly live stream. My name's Allison and I am here to channel for you every single week. I go live here. Hi Kennedy. I go live here on my YouTube channel and I offer. Hi Stacy. Hi Vanessa. So fun to have you here. Hi, Courtney. I go live and I channel a message for the collective, and I also offer a channeling for one of you. So I'll just go ahead and open it up. If you have an individual question that you would like to dive into today, you can go ahead and type it in the chat starting now, and we'll just keep going until I choose the question. So if you have a question, make sure you type Q at the beginning of it so that I know as the comments kind of get going. That way I can be sure to see your question in there. Okay. So it's so good to have you all here. Oh, man. I have my announcements on note cards. And I just I'm going to go ahead and dive into those. So you can also type in the chat, say hi to each other. Um, Big note cards, yes. Ooh, an interesting dream. My dreams have been a lot lately. Um, and I just feel that this is part of the collapsing of um the realms or becoming more multidimensional. It's been a powerful experience. And it might sound funny as someone who channels so regularly with my eyes open even, and that my dream time would regularly not be prophetic, that's more rare for me. But the way that it's worked for me before is because in the past I had health issues. And so my sleep was so precious. And I made a very intentional commitment up until this summer, actually, when I worked with my friend Helia in Dreamtime, because that's something that she teaches. And, that's when I really allowed myself to open it up. And I said, okay, my health is at a certain point where I have trained myself to be able to sleep. And so I allow information to come through my dreams now. And so, but yeah, my dreams, hi, John, my dreams over the past, I would say 2 months have been like just impactful, powerful. So, um, oh, hi, Fleur. Thank you for signing your name because sometimes it's like, I don't know who these people are. So beautiful. Okay, with the big note cards, I feel a little bit like a newscaster. Maybe it's also because I'm wearing a jacket today. Everything is make believe land for me. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm a newscaster. All right. So, first announcement, the most important right now, because this one's time sensitive. I'm laughing at the comments. Oh, I love you guys. You really brighten my day. So, we have winter solstice coming up. And when I say those words out loud, I am absolutely baffled at how quickly this year has gone by. And the fact that we're already at winter solstice is mind blowing to me. But that's this week. And if you would like to be part of a cacao ceremony with me channeling, that's going to be happening this week. And it's actually an online ceremony. So I know a lot of people talk about I want to be part of a cacao ceremony, but I don't have one in my area. We're going to be doing this online. I'm doing this with my friend Amber. And so she will guide you into how to prepare the cacao through a ceremony. She holds incredible ceremonies. I get to do them here in person with her in Arkansas, and she just really holds incredible space. And so we're going to be doing that. And I found out that actually I can mail your cacao out to you up until tomorrow. So if you are watching this and you're thinking, wow, it's really soon, you can still sign up for that. And if you sign up before tomorrow, then I can get your package to you, which has, depending on which one you order, you can either do a single package of cacao for a single serving. You will get yours. Yours should actually come like tomorrow, I think, when I looked at the tracking information. So, but yeah, if you order before tomorrow and the book, you get a book and a single serving of cacao plus the ceremony. And then, or there's package two where you could get a mug, a traditional stirring stick, and a larger package of cacao and the book. So it's pretty amazing. But do that before tomorrow because, the post office is, of course, working as fast as they can. But all right, note card one. Announcement number two. You know what? I just always feel like a little 5-year-old and I'm playing house. Hi, Yasatara. So thank you all for playing with me. Today I'm a newscaster, actually. So, all right. Single question channeling sessions are on sale. That's note card number two. I wouldn't make a great newscaster. I'd be one of those bloopers that like they read the wrong thing and it's like really awkward. So I have a session. I love to see the questions coming in. Thank you, everybody. Um, so I have a session type where you can ask a single question. And this is different from my normal channeling sessions where we sit down live and we're on a Zoom call and you go through a series of questions, and those are 40 minutes long. So the single question channeling sessions, what that is once you purchase it, then an email is sent to you and you reply to that email with one question. And then I'm going to record a voice note for you and send that to you. This is a really great touch-in way, right? So if you just need a little bit of guidance and you want something that's really affordable and you want to just touch in and say, okay, I've got this question around this, then the single question channeling is really, really good. And those are on sale. I'm actually making it on sale through the end of the year into January. The reason for that is because when I was tuning into kind of what's going on in the collective right now, I can feel that there's a lot of scattered energy, probably because of the holidays. And I wanted to make it easy for you all to receive guidance little by little, right? So if you don't have time for a full session and you just want this little pick me up or this insight or guidance or direction, then that is going to be a really good thing for you. I have the link in the description box for all of these things. Do I have guidelines on what sort of questions are okay for this offering? Anything you want to ask. Do you want to ask if Care Bears are real? Ask that question. Do you want to ask something super true to your heart and meaningful? Maybe Care Bears are real. Maybe that is true to your heart. I don't want to discount anybody's question. Y'all get me in a silly mood every week. So it can be, what's my star seed lineage? It can be, am I going to get married? Right? I tend to do really well with questions that still place you in the realm of you are the master and the creator of your life, right? So time-based questions tend to be a bit more slippery because there's so much choice involved. And what I've witnessed about the realms where time is created is it's that slinky, it's that accordion. We can compress it, we can elongate it based on the time or the um, the choices that we make. All right. Oh, I love these questions coming in. So many good ones. And I'm going to do my best. Obviously, I just read Stacy's, comment. Do you have to throw them up like David Letterman when he reads the top 10? Okay. So, single question channeling sessions. I just get on these calls to play with you guys. That's it. I'm not here for any actual work. Wait, we gotta do this one too. Okay. And the third note card. You make me so giggly. The true creator community is my private community space. And this is where I offer something just like this, but it's actually this beautiful, intimate video call with all of the members of the group. And I do once a month, I offer a channeling. In the True Creator community, there's also free guided meditations and special things that are only available to group members. And for the rest of the year, membership into that space is just $11. After January 1st, it's going to go up to 22. So if you want to secure your membership at $11, make sure that you're a member now before the end of the year. And I can't remember what day it's on. But like I said, every month I offer a special channeling. And the one for January is really going to be looking at, it's a deeper dive into 2024, what's in store for each of you. And members get a chance to ask questions during this live stream. It's interactive. So, like I said, join before the end of the year. All right. All right, before I dive into looking at some of these comments, whoa, that's very loud. The light is loud. It's called synesthesia. All right, let's just see. Oh, I just love the way that you all interact with each other. It's very, very sweet. Yes, words are hard always. I love these questions. 111, 11, 11. Okay, cool. So I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything that was a comment to talk about right now. So, okay, I'm going to give it just one more minute. If anybody else has a question, let me know. Do I have a phone? Did I throw it behind me? Let me grab my phone to choose the question. All right. So I always do random number generator. And I'm going to turn my light down a little bit because it's very lighty. Okay, so I'm going to choose the question. By the way, just to give anybody who's still writing a minute to write in your question, I'd love to ask, how are you all doing? How are you doing with the season? I know it can be a busy time of year. You might be finishing up projects. Some of you are students, some of you are teachers. And, always there's the family stuff going on. So yeah, how are you all doing? And I'm going to tell you all a funny story. My mom is going to kill me, but I'm telling this story anyway. So do you all remember how last week, I'm so glad I'm telling this story. This is going down in history in our family. Oh, Rosemary, hi. Okay, so you're here right in time for the funny story. So my mom, remember last week I was saying, oh, it's so sweet. My mom sent me a Christmas gift because she just loves making things. So, and she told me you can open it at any time because I don't really celebrate Christmas. So a couple days ago, 3 or 4 days ago, I was like, I'm going to open that present for my mom. And I go to open the package and, some of my mail is in there. So I'm going through some of my things that I left there. And I go through and I don't see any gift for me. I was like, okay, maybe it's in a different package. But I do notice there's something different. I think what happened was my mom switched out a package that was meant to go somewhere else. So the package that was actually included in that little gift package that my mom sent me was a lab sample that was meant to go to a local lab to test for all sorts of things. And I asked her, I said, Mom, is this your pee? Is this a pee sample? And she goes, it's worse. So my mom sent me her poop sample as a Christmas present. And when I told her this and I was peeing my pants. I was laughing so hard. And she said, well, I wonder if the lab got your Christmas present. And she said, oh, I'm going to be embarrassed. You're going to tell everybody. And I said, yeah, I'm going to tell everybody this story. So now you've all heard it. It's live on the interwebs. Love you, Mom. I hope she watches this. I'll just send it to her. Nothing does beat a good poop story. And we have a little family thread where we text each other and we Marco Polo each other. And it's been ongoing. It's so funny. So there you go. A little laugh for your Monday. All right, my loves. Okay, I want to read the check-ins. Yeah, kind of tired. I understand that. I wonder what they made of your present in the lab. Yeah. I'm so curious. I'm so curious where it went because I know she hand makes everything and I just really wanted to see it. So I really hope that I get it. Oh, Kennedy, you did a labyrinth walk on Saturday. So beautiful. I love that. Those can be so powerful. Just tuning into even just a walking meditation without a labyrinth. I fully recommend those. But if you can find a labyrinth in your area, then I recommend that too. I still have the giggles. Yes, Sandra, that's a good story, right? Okay, my loves, I'm going to get down to business. No, I'm not. Okay, but I am going to count these questions. I am going to be official with that. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 questions. Ooh, Courtney, do you have a labyrinth near you? Ah, so beautiful. I have a friend who's very, very connected to the fairy realms. And I just read the word poop and I'm laughing. And she builds her own labyrinths. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so I see 6 questions. Speaking of poop, at the very center of the labyrinth, there were all these crystals, and some animal had pooped right next to them. Life is a joke, y'all. It's so funny. Oh, wow, 2 hours away. Yeah. Walking a labyrinth. Maybe I should find one for the new year. I wonder if there's one in this area. I went to one up in Kansas City when I was living there, and it was incredible, incredible. The whole land was an absolute intentional stargate. Really beautiful. And I think it's pretty off grid. So if you're curious about that in Kansas City, I'll just have to see if I can get the info for you. All right. Thanks for listening to my silly stories. Thanks for contributing your own. Let's get down to business. Out of 6, question number 3. Okay, so starting at the top, because I'm not great at counting here. We've got 1, 2, Courtney. Can someone age in this reality and die in someone else's and still live? Honey, I have no idea what you're saying. Let me try. Can someone age in this reality and die in someone else's and still live? meaning multiple realities, meaning parallel experiences. Got it. Got it. Okay. I was like, wow, that's a confusing one. No wonder you had a hard time wording that. Can someone age in this reality and die in someone else's and still live? So you're really looking at parallel realities or the multiple um, what we call timelines, but it's really this giant web of sacred geometry. What a fun question. I'm going to go ahead and look at these other questions just to kind of put them in my awareness in case more wants to come through. Struggling to stay in a high frequency, mastering my power and becoming the embodiment of God here on earth. Beautiful. Facing a big challenge. What's going on? Okay. I'm just reading through these and I'm going to see if more comes through. I'm going to focus on that question though. Okay. Well, the reason, okay. When I read through all of those questions, oh man. Yes. Okay. In regards to quantum reality, thanks for that clarity. Um, the reason that I was prompted to read through the rest of those questions is because there is a theme. I notice a frequency theme with those. So we're just going to see what comes through. But we're going to be diving into multiple layers of reality, parallel reality experiences, timelines, and things like that. Which, if any of you, there's so many videos that I want to make, just things to share. But if any of you have listened to this before, I talk a lot about time because we are moving out of the realms of time that we've previously, the way that we've perceived time, which was very one directional. It's very beginning, middle, end. It's very, you can't change the past. And we are moving into the realms where we know otherwise. And so I talk a lot about time, the way that time looks from these other frequencies, these other dimensions. And all of that to say, I don't really, the word timeline is not accurate. It's really like a time spiral. It's a frequency spiral. Uh-huh. Vanessa says, I feel like reality is becoming less and less real as we merge into the all that is. It could not have said it better. It's not real. Which is probably why I laugh so much because in fact, I know it's why, because it is a big joke and it's really funny. It is the funniest joke. The seriousness of life is the funniest joke. Okay, my loves. Join the cacao ceremony. Join it now while I get into the chanting space. Okay. And I'll see you Thursday. Oh, and if you haven't been present for this before, I go into the individual question first, and then I'm going to go, it usually just flows right into the collective channeling, and I'm going to see what else pops through. Okay? I'm laughing so hard, I'm hot, but I feel a little naked with just my tank top on, so I'm going to leave this. All right. And tuning into these frequencies, it just really, my energy has been buzzing. Oh, it's like ecstasy. I understand why we as humans block our inherent ecstasy because it truly is such a powerful energy to exist in and to live life with that streaming through us. So it's just a lot. And when I close my eyes to tune into this channeled space, it just immediately starts singing through me right now. My heart is so warm and big. Okay. So when we talk about, okay, this is the difference. When we talk about multiple possibilities, infinite possibilities, they're not just possibilities, they are realities, but they're not reality in terms of this dense physical existence, right? And this physical existence is not dense. It is the end of a spiral, essentially. So if we're sending information all the way from the top down through the spiral, the beautiful fractal spiral of creation, then our human existence is more toward the end of the line, so to speak. Okay. So we change the program by changing it up here. Now, that being said, in terms of time and the lives that we live and the truths that we exist in, it's less about, and this is something that a lot of people are sort of, I don't want to say misspeaking on, but it's a misinterpretation. It's really one lens. It's trying to make sense of everything is possible and everything already exists. We could say that, yes, it exists in the physical, but it's not the way that we perceive it right now, okay? What it really means is every infinite possibilities and potentialities are true and are real because because this layer, this physical layer is not reality. Reality's further up the line, right? This is the projection. It's sort of like we can't see a star for millions of, I don't know the actual number, but for millions of years or whatever, because it's so far away and light travels slower. It's sort of like that. We're actually creating on higher dimensional levels, and we are co-creating in the physical, and it's not even physical. This is a whole big chunk of information to try and convey. So let me just get more clarity on the words. And this is a perfect example. This is a perfect example. The fact that I can't find the words, which is trying to translate this huge concept, itty bitty box, right? What is that? The Aladdin, itty bitty leaving space. That's what it is. So I'm trying to take this huge understanding, and it comes to me all at once, but then it sort of spreads itself out and shows all of these different ways of conveying the message. That's what happens when I channel. Sometimes it's step by step. Other times it's here's the whole body of knowledge, break it apart and explain it for people. So what I'm trying to do is explain all of this, and it's just like what I'm trying to explain. It's so meta, right? Because this whole body of truth is all of the potentialities. We call them potentialities, but they're all in existence. And they all exist in the physical because physicality is not real. I don't really know another way to explain that. They all already exist because this is an illusion. It's just an illusion that's a bit more condensed that we believe in. Our consciousness is very powerful. Our consciousness is like a point within all of existence. It is the most focused point of our reality landscape. That's our consciousness. Now, our consciousness creates all sorts of things. It creates the physical, it creates time and the spacing of time. And we are trained into a particular type of consciousness. We're trained into a consciousness that tells us physical is real, and it's this physical reality. Okay, so let's zoom back out. If we're talking about multiple different things happening at once, as in there is an Allison that exists in a totally different reality where I'm living in a different house and I have a different name, and on it could be all of that. Yes, that exists, but because my point of consciousness is within this belief system that has created this illusion of physicality, this is the one that exists predominantly. I really hope that that makes sense. Meaning, yes, all of it exists, but there's only one that I'm really that my consciousness is at the finest point within. This is why when it comes to manifesting, we teach go up the line, go up the line, go up to the realms of um, uh, uh, recapitulating the brain, because the brain is what creates the programs, which brings it into denser focus. This is why we teach, the unconscious parts of ourselves that are running the programs, reprogram that. And this is also why we teach go into the heart, because the heart connects you to your higher self, which is farther up that line of creation where you can change reality on a different level, to where you can wake up where there's a different physical reality, because physical reality isn't real. It's just our densest point of consciousness. And it's also, we've got blinders here, right? We've got blinders here, and that's part of the game. It's all part of the game. So when we're talking about anything you imagine is true, it's all true. If you die in a dream, that is a realm of imagination. That is a realm that's farther up the line of consciousness. This life is a dream. If you die in this life, it's also not real. But because your point of consciousness is that it's within the densest layer here, then this is the most real, and this is the one that you're going to experience. But if you have a dream of someone dying and it's not true in this, those are just different layers of reality, but they're both true. Does that make sense? I'm asking as if you can answer me. I really hope this is landing, because it's fascinating information. It's all true. And the one that we're experiencing is where our consciousness is. So, yes, anything can happen. You can wake up as a unicorn. Anything can happen. The reason that our point of focus is our consciousness, and our consciousness is what creates the truth in the physical that we experience, is because all of that light that's shining through from source into our higher selves, right? Our oversoul and our higher selves. And then boom, it comes into this focused layer of consciousness, because it's shining through the template, sort of like it's shining through the crystal that we created for ourselves. So we're shining that through, and it's automatically going to focus in a specific way. It's automatically going to shine a specific spectrum of colors based on the template that you created for yourself. Because it wouldn't be this game if you didn't do that. It wouldn't be this game if you didn't have a template. For all of that infinite light to shine through, we would just exist in infinite. But because there's some sort of focusing that's happening, it's taking infinite source light and bringing it into the truth of who you want it to be in this lifetime. Otherwise, when we exist in the all that is, we can be a unicorn at the same time as the sun. It's just the truth. We can experience all of that, but we create a template for ourselves to shine the light through, to have a unique individual experience. And that's where it gets fun. And it's also where we get blocked, because we're creating these parameters for ourselves. Some of the parameters work and some don't. Some of the parameters serve us and some of them don't. And that's also part of the game, is we get to pick apart, where is the shadow? Where is the shadow being cast, where we can open up to more light streaming through ourselves? And where are we meant to be? Meaning, who are we meant to be? This is why, even within this focused level of reality, people have near-death experience or actual death experiences where they come back. The reason for that is because within their template, there's so much choice, and there's a particular uh, series of gateways that they actually desire to go through. There's a particular um, it's frequency. It's not so dense as we see it, right? It's not so dense. And hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and tune into the collective energies right now. Hmm. Okay. I'm I'm actually feeling anger, frustration, limitations, perceived blockages, but flashing back and forth between our infinite nature and the stabilization. We're infinite and there's bliss. And then we are within one perception and it's blocking and it's frustrating and it's hard because we're blinking back and forth, because that space that we're traversing, the gateways, the portals that we are moving through with our consciousness of our perception of what reality needs to be and holding the structure versus allowing ourselves to expand and know that that structure has previously served us, but it no longer does. It's a real struggle for the mind. It's why so many enlightened beings have said that attachment is the only thing that makes us suffer. And that's kind of a broad um, statement, and it's so true. And we are learning to be multidimensional consciously right now, which means we're learning to say all of it's true and nothing's true, and that it's our choice, and that it doesn't feel like our choice because we don't know how to choose what we haven't chosen before. And it can just be a lot. It can be a lot. And we've got some things happening within the denser layer of reality, the collective, the denser layer of the collective, which is sort of the socialized structure. We've got very real evidence of governmental structures falling apart, no longer operating uh, with this pedestalized perception. It's really unraveling. There's a lot unraveling right now, even our monetary system and the way that we have treated all of these systems as if they are our parental figure. Like that's always going to be steady. No, it's just not. It's just not. And that's okay, but it feels scary. And this is, somebody asked a question about this, and I really love that this is coming through. This is our transition into being gods, is to witnessing that the structures external to ourselves we have created. This came through a few weeks ago. We've created it and then we feel disempowered to it because we don't realize, because of the forgetfulness of these realms, that we've created it. It's a funny cycle. It's a real sort of a bitter joke at times. We created it and then we're like, oh, it's empowered over us, and how do I operate now? If that structure falls apart, then what? Well, guess what? Then we create something new, and we're creating it within the templates that work better within these higher frequency realms, which is why we're moving into the light grid system, and we're moving into crystalline body structures, and we're moving beyond attachments into the divine trust and flow and witnessing, being very present. All of these things help us move beyond being disempowered by the very structures that we've created for ourselves. I can't tell if it's because I'm sitting in the sun. I'm apologize. I do feel kind of naked, but I'm super hot right now. So here's how we move through that. This frustration. We surrender. We surrender again and again and again. What's going to happen is our mind is going to keep bumping up against these walls, and we're gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. That's not working." Um, and we're gonna bump up against it, and we're gonna get that frustration. The frustration happens when we go about a system that we've previously used over and over again, and we're like, "Hey, this has worked." And we then hit a wall. And it's not because it no longer works, it's because it no longer works in the frequency that we're holding. So, this can be something that we use to sort of reaffirm for ourselves that things are different, that things are changing, and that that's okay. Because the only reason the old systems are not working is because we have shifted beyond it working. When we create a structure, imagine that we all build ourselves a house when we're 2 years old, and then when we're 5 years old, we kinda grow out of that house, and we've gotta build a new one. We're growing out of it. Collectively, we're growing out of it, and we're doing it so fast, right? Even though time is one of those things that we're also growing out of, and our perception of time is something that we're sort of moving beyond. There's just a lot because we're at the threshold. This is the great awakening. This is the collective awakening. There are many different layers. It's like a super multidimensional cake. And there are so many layers in this cake, right? And we've got layers within a certain dimensional sphere. And then we're transitioning into another dimensional sphere. And so when we go through these layers within one dimensional sphere, it's like, okay, I can do this. We're jumping into completely a new playing field. Really, our consciousness is moving from this dense layer to this. We can still see this, but we know that we can't function there anymore. It's sort of like, I'm using a lot of analogies, but it's sort of like going from elementary school into college or something like that. We're just like, boom, totally new landscape, new rules, new ways of behaving. And we really tend to want to do what we've already done before. And there's a benefit to that. When we do what we've already done before, there's less to sort of process. We learn about this in neuroscience. We have a lot of automatic responses because that serves us. It serves us. We potty train, right? These are things that serve us, and then they don't. So we are breaking these systems down so much that when we try and do things that don't work anymore because we've outgrown it and we hit that wall, that's when we get frustrated. And what's happening is we're really hitting a lot of walls because a lot of the old systems don't work because we're making such a jump. And it can be really destabilizing. One of the things that's coming through is there's a reason that the messaging around self-love has been so prominent lately because it's actually one of the most important things that we can do during this time. Self-soothing, self-love, self-care, all of these different things, these different ways of being kind to ourselves, because we've got to learn to soothe that part of ourselves that was normally soothed by repeating patterns that no longer serve us. So when you meet a wall, self-soothe and surrender, and you will be liberated because the liberation's already there. It's already there. The door is already open. Resist nothing. Oh man. I remember when I first got that message and I was like, what do you mean resist nothing? Like without resistance, my body turns into a puddle. We're learning new laws. We're learning new ways of operating based on a completely new realm, which our consciousness is inhabiting. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel different. It's also going to feel incredible, affirming. It's going to feel more real because it's closer to ourselves as God, which is the most real. And I don't want to say the most real. Actually, it was sort of corrected internally when I said that because it's all real. It's the everything and the nothing. It's just where are we placing our attention and our focus? I'm seeing a lot around gratitude and gift giving. And of course, for many people who celebrate Christmas holidays, um, the gift giving is a part of that, and for many other seasonal holidays. But to witness the gift as a process, interesting. I'm trying to listen to this one. Our gift is every story. It's all stories. There's a reason that I told the funny poop story at the beginning of this. It's all stories. I woke up with this morning. Interesting. When we give a physical gift, it's sort of an embodiment of a story, trajectory. The more meaningful gifts are really the ones that have those stories woven within them that we're then giving, right? And sometimes it's fun to just, give a Starbucks gift card or whatever. But that can also be very meaningful. I don't want to disregard that. But everything in our existence is stories that we have created to feel more solid. Allow the stories to be the process that we enjoy and to witness the story of the gift giving. The gratitude is how we make those leaps between where we are now and where we want to be. Expressing the gratitude. We've all heard this. There's so much information present, and it's amping up around how to move into these higher frequency realms with our conscious point of focus. And it is that magical key. Our focus is the key that unlocks the reality that we desire. Focus on what you're grateful for, even if it's something that has not in the physical become. If you can even imagine something, be grateful for your ability to imagine the reality that you desire. That's beautiful. So lots of gratitude. And I'm seeing that gold frequency. We really are moving into this beautiful gold frequency. I'm going to go ahead and end there because I know that this has been flowing for a moment. All right. Attachment is the only thing that makes us suffer. Oh, I love these cute little emojis. Oh, of course it freezes. You must be in a little area where your internet goes in and out. That light is very bright. Oh, I'm so grateful for you too, Vanessa. That is sweet. Can I heart that? No. Thank you. That's very sweet. I don't know how to actually move that thing that I did. Okay. Let me do this. Stop. Okay. I'm going to go down here. There we go. The new twist on gratitude. Yeah, that was fun, huh? Be grateful even for your ability to imagine what your desired reality. I'm going to turn this down because I feel like it's just the light. Self-soothe and surrender. All the best S words. It isn't easy to navigate. Yes, true. Thanks, Floor. Self-love. Yes. Oh, you said that I wish that I was more techie so that I could add emojis and respond rapidly. Oh, so beautiful. I love that you're here. My mom is here. Can everybody say hi to my mom? Oh my God, that's so cute. Yeah, mom, I told the story. Oh, I love you. Oh, that's so cute. I love that you were here. I was like, yeah, I'm going to tell this story. Going into the heart to connect to higher self, source, God. Smooth landing. Mm. Oh, thank you for writing that. So what okay, I wanna read this, Rosemary. Let's see. So what other times was is our point of focus centered on the other lives we have, e.g. past lives. Yes, really beautiful. I could go into this forever. I love talking about time. Um, whatever we are imagining is the truth, right? We've got some neuroscience to support this. It's a little bit um I think even the neuroscience is a little bit understood. So our mind can tell the difference between present, past, future, right? If it's happened or if it hasn't, I should say. Our mind can tell the difference of is it in the now or is it a different or is it not currently in this point of focus, right? So that's the neuroscience behind it. And the truth is that we spend a lot of time unconsciously focusing on things, unconsciously imagining things. And that's where we start to create. So if we're focusing on something that we don't prefer and our mind is there, that's why we end up creating it. It's manifest destiny. And we've just got to get really good at imagining the desires that we actually desire instead of imagining what we don't desire. It's just something that we practice. Oh, chef's kiss. Yeah, everybody say hi to my mom. I love it. Ah, it's so cute. Ah. Yeah, we're all wondering if the gift is at the pharmacy. I wanna know where it is too. Okay, my loves, thank you for joining me today. Remember, register for the Solstice and Cacao channeling.com. Y'all know that my brain is gone. So, register for the Solstice event and sign up for the True Creator community, and I will see you in one of those places. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you all. Bye.